In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a sales funnel using Thrive Architect with ThriveCart. I'm Brad from Thrive Themes, and if you watch along, I'll show you each page that you need to make within your WordPress dashboard, how to style those pages with Thrive Architect, how to set up a product in ThriveCart, and then how to integrate all of it together. Now, if you're not familiar with ThriveCart, you might be a little bit confused at this point because it does sound like one of our products, but it's not. ThriveCart is a different company that also happen to use the word Thrive in their company name. ThriveCart is an online shopping cart system, so it allows you to create checkout pages, take payments, and process orders for your customers. On the surface, ThriveCart seems pretty straightforward, and it is, but there's a lot more behind the scenes that you can adjust. We're going to start by building a very basic sales funnel that uses ThriveCart. It's going to be a sales page, which then clicks through to a checkout page and then takes the customers to a thank you page upon purchase. Once we've got the basics in place, we're going to make a few adjustments to make it better, and then we're going to create a lockdown sales funnel campaign with countdown timers. So let's start by creating the pages that we need within WordPress. Here on my WordPress site, I'm going to click Add New. We're going to start by creating two pages. The first one will be our sales page, and I'm going to click Publish. Now, we're not going to worry about editing how these pages look yet, because at the moment, the most important thing is that we reserve a URL for this page. This is important when you set up your product in ThriveCart. So now that I've reserved a page for our sales page, I'm going to do the same for a thank you page. So I'm clicking Add New, and we'll just call this Thank You, and click Publish. Great, so both of those are done. I'll go back to All Pages and click on Mine, which shows the pages that I have just created. And there's my two, our sales page and our thank you page. Now that we have reserved those URLs, we can then jump into ThriveCart and prepare the product. So I'm going to enter my ThriveCart dashboard, which is right here. I'm going to scroll down to products, and you'll see we have an option to create a new product. We want to create a digital product. Create new. Now on this screen, we begin to customize what this product is. Let's say this is a fictional Photoshop course. So I'm going to call it Photoshop, let's call it Ultimate Photoshop course. And this is just a label for my own use. I'm just calling it course. We're going to leave this product in test mode. That allows us to process dummy payments to see that the system works. I'm going to click Next. Now, we're going to set two different prices for this. One is going to be a one-time fee, let's say $147. And we'll add another one. This one will be a split payment. This will allow people to purchase, we're going to say 4 monthly payments of $39 each. It comes to a total of $156, which is a little bit more than the one-time payment. And we'll click Next and Save. So as people purchase this product, they'll have the option to choose between a single payment of $147 or 4 monthly payments of $39. There is the option to calculate sales tax automatically, and it's important to make sure your checkout system is tax compliant. ThriveCart is, and makes it very easy. It's just a matter of checking this box here. But for the purpose of this tutorial, we won't worry about that. So instead, we'll go down here and click Next. We're also not going to worry about setting up an order bump. So we'll click Next once again. Now with your payment processes, I've already set up a few of these through the integrations. So I can just click up here and choose Stripe, PayPal, and Apple Pay and click Save. These will be the 3 different options that customers can choose from when they make this purchase. If you're using ThriveCart, you need to set up these integrations before creating the products. I'm going to click Next, and we won't worry about affiliates either. Now, we're onto the Fulfillment tab. So I'm just going to create a fake email address here. Let's call it support@domain.com. What should happen after purchase? This is important. We want to send them to a URL. Now, this is why we needed to create our pages in WordPress first. We want to put the thank you page as a success URL. So I'm going to go back to these pages here. Here's my thank you page. I'm going to Command or Control click View. This opens in a new tab. And then I'm going to grab the URL, copy that, and paste it right here. Now if I click Next, we get to choose what type of checkout we want. You'll see there's 4. The first 2 are hosted on ThriveCart's own site, and the other 2 we'll come back to in a minute. They are when you embed them on your own WordPress website. So starting with the basic tall one-step checkout, I will click Next. Now you've got lots of different options for how you customize this cart. You can add a video, a box shot, bullet points, testimonials, and more. But at the moment, again, just to make this simple, I'm only going to edit the requested fields. We're going to ask for the customer's first name only. You can collect all sorts of other information, but for now that will do. We'll click Save. Now I scroll down and I click Next. Now when purchase is complete, we don't want to show a customizable success page. Instead, we want to redirect to our custom page. That's the one that we selected in the previous step. With that selected, we click Next and move on to tracking. Again, I won't worry about tracking, but this is where you would put Facebook pixel information or Google Analytics code. Click Next. And for behaviors. Now, I've already integrated this account with ActiveCampaign, the email management service. So I'm going to click Add Rule. When they purchase this main product, we will use ActiveCampaign and add them to a specific list. Instead, I'll make that an automation. We could then program this automation to send an email confirming their purchase. ThriveCart can connect with many different membership plugins, so you would set the behaviors that make sense for your product. But because we're focusing on the sales funnel rather than delivering the product, we'll keep this simple and say that entering this automation is the trigger that enrolls them in the course. So now we'll click Save. Now I can click Save and get URL. What this gives us is a URL right here, which if I click Copy URL and I open a new tab and paste this in the tab, we get access to our cart. You'll see across the top, it says, warning, this product is in test mode, so none of the transactions will be processed. But when we scroll down, you'll see all our necessary information right here. So this is the page we need to direct buyers to enter their credit card information to make this purchase. So let's go back now and customize our pages in WordPress. The first page is our sales page. I'm going to Control click Edit with Thrive Architect. And we're opening this up right here. Rather than manually creating this sales page, I'm going to use a sales page template. So if we click on this icon, Change Template, and we'll choose from our library of templates. I've gone through in advance and picked out Elementary, this set here. If I click Expand Set, there's an Elementary video sales page, and I'm going to choose Template. Here's our sales page that we've now loaded. To make this a little easier to see, I'm going to make this video a bit smaller. Go Layout and Position, and we'll shrink this down. That'll do. So we'll imagine that you've got your own sales video that you would put here. So we're going to say across the top, the Ultimate Photoshop online course. Let's make this become a professional designer with the Ultimate Photoshop online course. That'll do for now. So once people would watch the video, we would then direct them to click on this button. So we would say, yes, sign me up now. When we select this button on the left-hand side here, if we go under button options, we can choose a button link. Now we want this to link to the checkout page created in ThriveCart. That will be hosted on ThriveCart's own site. So when they click this Buy Now button, they'll be taken off our site to ThriveCart, where they can securely enter their payment information and will be redirected back to our website for the thank you page. So let's jump over to ThriveCart and we'll copy this URL. This is the one to our checkout. We'll return to our sales page and we'll put this under button link. Done. So I'll now save this page. Now I'm going to hop back and we're going to edit our thank you page. So that's our sales page that we've already edited. Now for our thank you page, we're going to command click edit with Thrive Architect. Open this one up, and we're going to use a different page from the elementary set. So click on change template, scroll down to elementary, and we're going to choose the download page. Now we're not actually going to use the download button, but we're just going to start with this page and make some changes to it. So now that this is loaded up, I'm going to get rid of this button. We have no need for that or for this bonus section across the bottom. We'll leave this icon here, this picture, as a box shot, but you might replace that with an image that represents your online course. And here would say, thank you for signing up. And then we'll add some text here, which might be, please check your inbox. Your online course login details will be sent to you shortly. There we go. And I'm going to click Save Work. So there we go. If I hop over here, now that means that this sales page will link to our ThriveCart checkout, and then upon purchase, they'll be redirected back to the thank you page. So I'm just going to click on View. We're going to see if this works. Here is our sales page, very basic, but once people decide that they're ready to buy, they'll click on yes, sign me up. This takes them straight through to ThriveCart, and let's put in some test information to see that it works. Your name, I'll put test. Domain.com. We can choose between payments. Let's go with a one-time $147 payment. And we've got some test credit card information here. So this won't process. So just need to put in any numbers here and click complete order. You should see what happens. This should take us straight through to our thank you page. Perfect. It works. That would then sign them up to the mailing list, enter them into the automation, and they would be receiving an email which has their login details to access the online course. Currently, with this simple funnel, we have a sales page that directs visitors to the ThriveCart hosted checkout and then back to our own website for the thank you page. But what if you don't want to direct them to ThriveCart? What if instead you want a ThriveCart checkout to appear on your own website? You can set that up too with an embedded checkout. So I'll show you how we'll do that. First thing we'll do is we'll jump over to ThriveCart and we'll return to our product listing here. And we'll find the product that we made. There it is. And we'll click Edit. Across the top, we have the option to select Checkout. Now this is currently set to a tall one-step checkout, but we can now click on the embeddable checkout, click Save, and Get URL. Now this gives us some code. This is our embed code. We need to put this on our WordPress site, but we don't yet have a checkout page on our WordPress site, so we want to make that. Let's hop back over into WordPress, where we're going to add a new page. We'll call this checkout, and we'll click Publish. Now we're going to launch Thrive Architect, and once again, we're going to load a landing page for this. So I'll head over to Change Template. We'll look for the elementary set once again. And I'm going to choose the elementary download page. Not actually going to use it for a download, but it starts with the correct header and footer and the right colors. Now that this template has loaded, we will customize it to make it suitable for our checkout page. So the first thing we'll do is we'll delete this picture. We don't need that. We'll delete this button, and we will get rid of this background section here. We want to change the text on the page to tell the visitor what to do. So we will say, enter your information below. In this paragraph section, we'll say you are less than 30 seconds from starting the Photoshop course. Now what we want to do is we want to get the ThriveCart checkout to display inside of this page. So if we go back to ThriveCart, we have this embed code here. This is the code that we want to display inside Thrive Architect. The first thing we'll do is we'll click Copy Embed Code. Then back in Thrive Architect, we're going to look for a particular element. Now, usually if you're going to embed any external code onto a Thrive Architect landing page, you would look for an element that says, it's called custom HTML. So I do a search for HTML to find it here, and I'll drag and drop that on the page. And then you would paste your code right here. In this situation, this isn't ideal because this isn't simple HTML code. Instead, this is calling to ThriveCart for information about the checkout. So it's a little bit more complicated. And you'll see if I click save, it'll say here, no preview available. So instead of using this, we're going to use a different element. So I'll delete that, and we're going to type in WordPress, and you'll find this one, WordPress content. So with this, I will drag and drop that onto the page. Now it's a little bit different. In the top right, you've got two tabs, visual and text. You want to make sure text is selected, and then we're going to paste our code right here. Now when I click save, we're going to see something a little bit different. It says no preview available, please save and reload the page. So if we go ahead and do that, I click save work. Now what we're going to see is our checkout. Pops up right here. So that WordPress content element is pulling in the information for this cart from ThriveCart. I'm going to make some changes to this element. The first thing I'm going to do is go under layout and position and make it a bit thinner. I want it to be roughly probably about there. As you can see, it's responsive. I'm going to put that in the center, and that would be perfect. That would be our checkout page. Now you're welcome to add any other content that you would want. Perhaps you want videos, other graphics, or anything else to encourage your visitors to continue with their purchase. But for us, that will do just fine. So we'll click Save Work. And now that that's saved, what we need to do is return to our sales page and make sure that the Buy Now button links to our new WordPress checkout. So let's return to our WordPress pages over here. So let's hop back to all pages, look at the pages that I've been creating, and we have our sales page. Going to Command click Edit with Thrive Architect. Now we're going to change where this button takes the visitor. Currently it takes them to the ThriveCart page, but we don't want to do that anymore. So we'll delete this and we'll search for checkout. There's my page, checkout. All I need to do is click save and we're good to go. So I'm going to click preview to open this and show you how this all works now. So this would be the sales page that your visitors see. Once they decide that they are ready to buy, they will click this button. And rather than going to ThriveCart's page, they go to another page on your WordPress site. It takes a second to load up, but then they can put in the information. The reason why this is helpful is because you may want extra information on your checkout page. You can add videos, text, testimonials, even a countdown timer, which is what we're going to look at doing shortly. But just to show you how this works, I'm going to type in test information again. This time, why not? We'll pick something else. Copy card number, so that demo card. And I'll click complete order. And this will take the visitor to our thank you page. Done. And then they would receive an email as they sign up to our mailing list that would have their login details to access the online course. Now that all your sales pages are set up within WordPress, we have more control over your customer's experience. This also means that we can set up a scarcity marketing funnel using Thrive Ultimatum. Thrive Ultimatum is our scarcity marketing tool, which allows you to create campaigns where people can only access your sales page on certain days. So let's say you're going to create a 7-day campaign where people can purchase your online course. If they try to access the sales page before that, they'll be redirected to a course closed page. And if they try to access it afterwards, they'll be redirected to that same page. It's only during those 7 days that they're actually able to purchase your course. We also want to add countdown timers on your sales page and on the checkout page so that people know how much time they have left to buy. Let's go through how you would set this up. So we'll go back to our WordPress dashboard. First, we need to create a new page. This is going to be the course closed page. So click Add New, and we'll call this Course Closed. Now we'll launch with Thrive Architect, and again, we're going to load a template from the elementary set. This time we're going to use a one-step lead generation page. The reason we want to use this is because if people are trying to access our sales page outside of the campaign, we still want to give them a way to sign up to our mailing list. So we'll click Choose Template. Once again, you would change this image to be the image for your course, but I'm also going to change some web copy here. So we're going to write course closed. Actually, we'll make it sorry, this course is now closed. And in this text, we'll say sign up below, join the wait list, and be notified when the course reopens. You would then connect this lead generation form to your mailing list so that people can sign up. That's all we need, so I'll click Save Work. Now, within your WordPress dashboard, we want to go over to Thrive Ultimatum. Once you have that installed, you should find the link right here. And we want to create our first campaign. So we'll click on New Campaign. There's a few different options here, but we're going to start by building one from scratch, just so I can show you how to set it up correctly. Build from scratch and continue. I'm going to call this Christmas. So we're going to run a 7-day campaign that finishes on Christmas Day. First thing we need to do is set the campaign type. So we'll click Edit. We're choosing fixed dates. You also have a recurring campaign option, which might repeat each month or week, and an evergreen campaign with a few other controls there that you can set a trigger for the campaign to begin. Let's just go with fixed dates campaign. We want the start date to be December the 18th. And we want the end date to be December the 25th. And we'll click Save. Now for display, we're going to create a countdown timer that will display only on the sales page and on the checkout page. So we'll click Edit and choose under Pages our checkout page and our sales page. That's all. So we'll click Save and Close. Now this is important. We want to make this a lockdown campaign. So we'll click on Activate Lockdown. Now under these settings, we can choose which pages will be available during the campaign and which ones will be seen outside of it. So the first one we have here is our pre-access page. This is what visitors see if the campaign has not yet started for them. We want this to be our course closed page. If I search for that, there it is. During the campaign, while it's open, we want people to see our sales page. There it is. But we also want to make sure that the checkout page is accessible during this time as well. So we're going to add a new promotion page and we'll call this checkout. So what would people see after the campaign has expired? We're going to set the same course closed. So this means that before or after they see course closed, but during they'll see these. That means if they try to access the sales page outside of these days, they'll automatically be redirected just to see the course closed. So click Save. Finally, under Designs, we're going to create our countdown timer. I'm going to choose shortcode, and I'll just leave it as shortcode. Now we'll click on this pencil icon to edit the template. I'm just going to choose the first option right here. And I'll click Choose Template. There's our timer. I'm going to click Save Work. I can now close that tab. And over here, we want to set this campaign to active. So unpause it. That makes our campaign now is running. So you'll see that 7 days before the campaign, this timer will be shown on the page. Now that this is set up and the campaign is running, let's return to our pages. Look at the ones that I've made. And now we want to begin by editing our sales page. So command click Edit with Thrive Architect. Open our sales page here. And now when we add an element, if I scroll to the very bottom, we'll see Ultimatum countdown. And drag and drop that right here. And we can choose the Christmas campaign and the option that we've already set, which is the shortcode. Save and close. So now we're going to have a timer here. So I might change this text to say, course closes in. There we go. And I'll click Save Work. we want to do the same thing on our checkout page as well. So looking at these pages, we have our checkout page. Once again, edit with Thrive Architect. And here we will scroll to the bottom, Ultimatum countdown. We'll place that right here. And click Save Work. And that's done. Now that we've set this up, if I try and access our sales page outside of this time, we should be redirected. So we'll go to our sales page and I'll click to preview. And what you'll see here is it says at the top that it's in admin mode, saying the page is currently restricted by Thrive Ultimatum, but we can see it because we are logged in as an admin. So if I then get this URL, I remove this preview bit at the end there. I'm going to open a new incognito window, paste that right there. Instead of seeing the sales page, it's going to automatically redirect us to the course closed. And if I return to our Ultimatum settings, Thrive Ultimatum, just to show you what this would look like if the campaign were live, we're going to change the dates. I'm going to click Edit Campaign, and I'm going to edit these dates. So I'm going to make this today's date. Currently November. We'll say it started on November the 21st, and we'll say it ends on November 25th. And click Save. So that means, once again, if I reload this sales page, now that the campaign is live, this is what a customer would see. They would see that I have 1 day, 19 hours left. Once they choose to sign up, they click this button and they go through. They will see another timer there. Once this timer counts down to 0, they'll then be redirected to the course closed page. So this is one of the advantages of embedding the ThriveCart checkout into your WordPress pages so that you can then set up an Ultimatum lockdown campaign.